Hello. Do you want to see something kind of cool? Watch this. Whee! There you go. The Plum has capacitive touch-sensitive technology. Who'd have thunk it? And what's going on here is that these are the buffer chips, the 74HC245s that I'm using to isolate the various modules from each other. And well, this is their job. They seem like a fairly pointless circuit if you're just looking at them from a logic gates kind of perspective. They look pretty pointless in that if a 1 goes in, then a 1 will come out. If a 0 goes in, then a 0 will come out. And I mean, yeah, okay, that's, you know, a piece of wire. Well done. But what they do is more subtle than that. They don't really do anything on a logic level, but they do something on an electronic level, which is that they can take a trigger on just a tiny little bit of current and go, oh, yep, that's a 1, and then they can output a much stronger signal, a much more stable signal. Well, maybe not necessarily more stable, but basically a much stronger signal. It's kind of like a repeater in Minecraft Redstone, if anyone knows that. Yeah, that's their job, and the reason I'm using those for the connection between the buses is simply because I like to put LEDs on everything. I like to be able to visualise what's on the buses, and I generally just stick the LEDs straight on, and well, they can draw a little bit of power, and there's no guarantee that the chips that are driving a bus at any, you know, or driving a line even at any given time is going to be the same one that was driving it on the last clock cycle. So you don't necessarily know what the you know, what current is going to be available to you on that line. So the buffers just kind of help to allow the ALU to have as little of a draw on the buses as possible, because the ALU is, you know, going to have to share the bus with a lot of other devices as well, and if these are always connected to the bus, then these are always drawing a tiny little bit of current from it, and eventually there's not going to be enough left to make it all the way down the line. So we just use these to take a tiny little slither of that and then boost it for our own internal use within the module.